Welcome everybody to another episode of From the Hip. Today we plan on discussing the AFC South. This is a tough division with, I would love to say, three really difficult teams, but in reality, we'll get into that. Anyway, let me get to my guys here. Gentlemen, what's going on?
What is
Let me
going on?
introduce everybody.
We back
I've got Mr. J-Rod Justin, aka Boogie for _CTV on Twitch. Watch his streams. I got Papa Spank Daddy, Mr. Tyler. Say what's up.
What, the one and only, baby?
Freaky Man Corey. Always in the house.
Shout out to Boogie CTV, man, for going viral.
Okay. And Mo from One Mo Show, Hollywood Mo. Watch him on, or rather, listen to him on Station Head Radio.
Yes, sir.
Gentlemen, welcome back.
Glad to be back.
I hope you guys all had a very good few weeks off. Today we need to discuss the AFC South. And the AFC South has a lot of potential in it. I'll tell you what, let's start with the bottom of the division. So since I'm starting with the bottom, let's scrape the bottom of the barrel. Tyler, talk to me, man.
Wow. Shots fired.
Okay. He's not
We always
wrong.
got to do it. Tennessee Titans, Tyler. Talk to me.
All right.
What are we talking about here with Tennessee? And is there anything to look forward to?
I don't know if there's much to look forward to, but a few things I've seen that they've done so far in this offseason. They did let go of their coach, picked up Brian Callahan, former offensive coordinator from the Bengals. I think that's a decent pickup. We'll see how he goes. I do know, I think there was that rumor with him, if I remember correctly, potential sabotage, or was that somebody else I'm thinking of? That he was trying to. I might be thinking of a different coach than I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking of a different coach. There was a coach that he was on another team. Seemed like he was trying to get out of his contract and go to another team.
Oh.
Getting that one mixed up. I'm getting notes mixed up. But yeah, I mean, he had 2 good years with the Bengals, so let's see how he does with this. They are going to start Will Levis. I think that's going to be he's your coin toss. I think that's going to be the one. We didn't get to see a whole lot of them last season. Got kind of plagued with injuries, so he's going to be the mix-up. We haven't seen full potential. We don't know what his ceiling's going to be just yet. He either is going to be a good quarterback or he's going to be a complete flop. We have no idea just yet.
During his draft, he had like the best cameo. But
I mean, you're right. It's just unfortunate. He's the one that we have no idea how he's going to play because he played a couple games, got hurt, and was out. But they're banking on him. They're banking on him to see how he's going to do. They picked up Ridley, Boyd, and Pollard in the offseason. Drafted J.C. Latham, who, from what I was seeing, is a very promising OT. Seems that he got a lot of potential with him. I know Mo would probably know a little bit more about that but that's what I was seeing. Though I do think it's a big loss. They lost Henry. I think that was a big loss to their running game. I don't think Pollard's going to be that man to fill that role in. I think overall,
the ding is back.
Yeah, we got the audio back, baby. Let's go. I think it's an improvement from last year. But they're dealing with a very strong AFC South division. I think the rest of the teams are looking a lot better. I still think the Titans are going to still be at the bottom of the division. Possibly might be able to pull that third place in the division, maybe, but I'm not believing it. It really depends if Lewis can show up and play. They do have a fairly easy schedule, but I really don't see them winning more than 5 games. I mean, if there's an over-under on 6, I'm definitely taking the under on it. I give them all a C for the the season or for the off season. I give them like a C rank on how they're doing. But What do y'all think? Mo, question for you. How is JC Latham? I don't know a whole lot about him. What I've read, it seemed a lot of good things on him.
I mean, they must have came up with that after draft night, because draft night they was like, he could be better. He shouldn't have went that high. But
Fair enough.
He gets most of his accolades because he was at Alabama.
Okay.
You know, anytime you coming out, you from Alabama, you're gonna get shot to the bone.
But so you're on a franchised league, or not franchise, but you're on a franchise team, a legacy team.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be one of those things where no matter what, you're going to look good.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I got a question for you. Do you think that with Tony Pollard that he can even come close to replacing the King?
No. I thought Pollard was okay on the Cowboys, but other than
I thought he was trash, and I was rooting for them.
Well, I think that's okay. That was it. That he was mid on the Cowboys, but now he's gonna take place of someone who was their star, and now you take a mid player and put him in a star one. It's good. It's I don't think.
Do you think this team becomes a throwing team? They've obviously picked up a couple wide receivers. They're banking in on Will Levis. Do you think they have legitimately go all in and become a throwing team like the way that CJ Stroud already showed you can?
I think they have to.
Look at their coordinator. Look where he came from.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to air it out.
Well, before we get started on that, number one, threat/request. Take that crap off of your back seat, Mo. Now, let's press forward. Y'all are still forgetting they got DeAndre Hopkins. He's 32, but he's still a dangerous weapon in this NFL. Take it down.
And he's showing the polka dot panties that he has underneath
him. His granny panties. Who was you smashing? That was who's your sugar mama? It better not be my sugar.
What kind of show is this?
Who is your sugar mama?
This is why we call
what kind of show is this?
Let's go back down. Let's go back.
I made a comment about panties and he lit him up.
You couldn't resist himself.
We're forgetting that Will Levis, he was the only one. He got to showcase DeAndre Hopkins last season. Ryan Tannehill was not getting the job done at all. He wasn't able to get him the ball. But Will Levis was the one to get DeAndre Hopkins the ball. And that's when you got to see that DeAndre Hopkins could still play. Granted, he was like the only receiver. Now you're adding Ridley and Boyd, who are two big body receivers. Pause.
Wait a minute.
They could do what they do.
Ridley's a what? Ridley's
a big body. He's
body what?
Big body receiver. Pause. Don't you? I know where you're trying to go.
No, I'm not. I don't just think about penis like
he's a physical.
I'm talking about. I'm telling you, Ridley is not a big receiver.
Physical.
No, he's not.
He's physical.
No, he's not. He hate to get hit.
Yeah, he is.
He does hate to get hit.
No. I'm not talking about getting hit. I'm talking about he's physical on the line.
No,
as far as getting off on the press.
He's not.
On the press, yeah. Watch some film. He gets off on the press.
He played for my team,
bro.
He played for Jacksonville last year, Buppy.
He played.
Yeah, I know.
Played for my team, bro. He does not.
I don't know how big this guy. I'm bigger than him.
Yes.
No. What?
He's 6'1" and 190. I've just lost a little weight, so I'm just under 190. But I'm 6'1" and I'm 189 or 188. We're the same size.
Thank you. He's not a big body receiver.
So am I a big body to you, Corey? Do you see me as a big body?
No.
What are we talking about here, man?
Be careful if you ask Corey that question, because he'll answer it.
Answer.
All right. So anyway, they still got DeAndre Hopkins, who I still think is very viable. So they do have the capabilities of airing the ball out, because obviously the run game's not going to be there, because Pollard.
He ate him.
Well, Pollard was on a Dallas Cowboy team with a stacked O-line to run the ball.
And was mid.
He doesn't have that. Yeah, and was mid. And doesn't have that on the Tennessee Titans. So they are going to air that ball out.
Okay. Have they made any improvements to the defense?
I didn't see any when I was looking up. I didn't see.
That's why I asked the question.
Yeah. I didn't see.
Don't get me wrong. I don't think they had a horrible defense last year.
They had a defensive
They certainly
coach,
weren't the best defensive team.
They had a defensive coach, though.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
Scheme is changing.
Mm-hmm. So with that said, do you see this team as do any of you have the potential in this team that you could say, you know what, under the right circumstances, you might want to be a little worried about the Titans this year?
Hell no. They let go Mike Vrabel, who was a defensive-minded player and their coach. Hell no.
Mm.
They're, like I said, they could maybe get third in their division. Maybe. And that's the stretch. That's as far as that's their ceiling is to me is going to be the third in their division. That's their ceiling.
You know, there's only 4 teams in that division.
Yup.
So it's not very good.
Yup.
All right. I hear you. I hear you. All right. Well, with that, let me get to the next team on this list, and that would be the Indianapolis Colts. So next up, Corey, let me ask you a question, man. Talk to me about the Indianapolis Colts. Is this something that they could be in the bottom of the cellar, or could they climb out of that third place that they had last season?
Well, actually, last season they were number 2 because Chokeville choked.
Yo, this motherfucker hates.
Take it down.
If
You know
if
they were
you
tied
think you
for the
can get me, bro, you
No,
can't
no,
get me,
they
bro.
got second. Chokeville
So you can do this
choked.
all show. I'm
They're-
never gonna react.
Take that down.
They're tied.
Oh, the panties just fell. Look at what he unfolded it, man.
Oh
This is-
boy. Hey,
I
we
hope
haven't
he-
gotten to this. We
They
gonna
gonna
get
put
to
you
you, man. We're
night
gonna
night.
get to them because
They
there's a
gonna
lot
put
to
you-
talk about with the Jags. There's a
Oh.
lot to talk about.
Oh yeah, there is a lot.
That's
I
why.
got
That's why.
something
That's
for
why
you.
he's
I
sitting
got something
comfy,
for
man.
you.
He's sitting
So-
comfy.
I think that with the Colts here, they were 9-8. They finished second in the AFC South because Chokeville
Tied for
choked
second.
against the Titans.
I
They lost Gardner. They lost Zach Moss, which I think was a hit. I think Zach Moss showed true potential and talent last year. They also lost Isaiah McKinney, but they did re-sign Michael Pittman Jr., who I think is fantastic. They went and got Kenny Moore, Taquan Lewis. They re-signed. They went and got comeback player of the year, Joe Flacco, to back up Anthony Richards. They got a defensive tackle, Raekwon Davis, to fill in the gaps because I think that's where they lacked was in that front seven. They needed a tight end, a quarterback, safety, wide receiver, and an edge during the draft. But with their first pick, they went and got the second best edge in the draft, and Latua. I'm sorry if I butchered your name. I
You
bet
definitely did.
I will learn it during the season. I promise. And this kid was 6'5", 259. But they got another steal in the draft, and I think Adonai Mitchell in the second round was a steal. He's a physical kid. He's got over the top gear. I think he's gonna be a star to pair again with Pittman and him. That's gonna be great. And then they have that other guy Downs in the slot. So I think that'll be fantastic for them. And in the third round, they got Matt Goncalves to help out on that D. But my real concerns are going to be Jonathan Taylor and Anthony Richardson. Can they both stay healthy? If they are both healthy, they're going to be big key factors to this team. They may push a team who, my personal opinion, I think there's 2 other teams in this division, the Texans and Jacksonville, who are at the top. Well, the Texans are definitely ahead of Jacksonville. But anyway, they can push them. So Taylor coming off that injury, he split carries. He only played 10 games. He played with Zach Moss. He put up 741 yards with 7 touchdowns. Richardson, we've seen he has a big arm. He only played 4 games last year, but he looked good in those games somewhat. But now he's going to have a young, hungry core with him with Downs, Mitchell, and Pittman. Pittman just got his money, so he's ready to go. Let's see what this team can do. They went out and they bolstered their defensive front to pressure the QB because I think that's where they lacked. They have the 21st, they're 21st in the schedule, meaning that they're on the bottom tier out of the 32. So they only have the really strong teams we're going to see them play are Green Bay, Miami, Buffalo, of course, Detroit. Well, we'll see how Buffalo is now with all the changes. Possible threats could be the Bears, Pittsburgh, and the Jets that they see. Because if Aaron Rodgers is healthy, I think the Jets can be a dangerous team this year. But that's what I see for them. And I see them finishing third again. That's how. No, I see them finishing third this year because
it's on the record. He said again. We all heard it on record. Third.
I just reneged it. I reneged it. I said second. I mean, they were finished second last year, but I see them finishing third.
Clip it without context.
You know. But I mean, they had a bar burner against the Texans at the last game of the season for the division when Asheville choked against Tennessee. They had a barn burner against
you
Texans.
do realize at some point we are going to review the North, and you're going to have to let him come at you about the Ravens. You know this, right?
No.
This is going to happen.
What he's going to do? He's going to interrupt the whole show. That's all he's going to do.
No, I won't.
That's all he's going to do.
Promise.
We're going to talk about the Bengals. He's going to go right to the Ravens.
That's all he's going to do. He can't.
You see this?
He can do that, but he can't take it. You remember that show? He's like, I'm going to walk off the show if y'all talk about it.
You see this? You see this? This is what it is, brother. This is what it is.
I'm just sitting back waiting. That's his opinion.
They choked.
He was wrong.
They choked.
Hey, Corey, you can't get me, brother. You can't, and I ain't gonna walk off the show.
I'm not trying to get you. I ain't trying to get you. I'm just this right here. It's all love, brother. It's been all love, brother. Take that down. I don't mind the hat. Now I understand why he got the headphones. All right. But I'm done talking about the Colts.
Well, let me ask you a question. Don't get done just too soon. I agree with you that we have a situation where you only got to see a very small sample from Richardson because he got hurt. He was gone for most of the season.
He was gone.
And they salvaged the year to be tied for second with Minshew. That magic's gone. So can Richardson do enough and stay healthy to actually be a dominant team in this? I don't want to say weak, but one of the weaker divisions. Because, and you know what, I'll save that. My reasoning for that, I'll save to the end after we've reviewed all the teams. But can this team, with a couple players who have a habit of getting hurt too quickly, still do something in this division? Corey?
Well, the main thing is they went and got Flacco. Flacco can step in if he
can also
down.
Break a hip. He's about 72.
But he didn't when he was on Cleveland, baby. Hey, look, Flacco's a Super Bowl winning quarterback, so he knows how.
35 years ago.
Okay, but he knows
15 years ago, dog.
All right, so let's say if Peyton Manning was backing him up, would it still be the same? Manning is a Super Bowl winning quarterback, so Flacco is a Super Bowl winning quarterback who's a gunslinger, which I think he will help mold Richardson in the right way or give him the outlook and, hey, look at this. You see this? The robbers over here. The coverage is sliding this way. Hey, look at the linebacker. His hips were turned this way. He's going to give him those little details to kind of help push him forward. Because I'm pretty sure Flacco knows his time his days are numbered in the NFL. So he's going to help him as much as he can to progress and get forward in the game. That's why I think they went and got him versus Gardner Minshew, who I don't think has that. Gardner Minshew has some special magic to him, but he just doesn't have that. Oh, can we make a run? Oh, I'm going to show you what I can do. Let me get my money. Let me get paid. Because remember, Flacco put on a show to get paid. Be real. He got paid after winning that Super Bowl. He told the Ravens, no. I don't want to re-sign. Let me put on this show. but he can show Richardson the way to play and how to get there. And that's what I think he's really there for.
Mm.
So,
Well,
yes, he can help.
Maybe he can help, but he'd have to stay very healthy. This is not the same team as the Cleveland team. Cleveland has a much better team to keep people healthy with. Minshew had to go because there's no way that he wants to remain a backup to a guy who he doesn't even feel is on his level.
Mm-hmm.
He might be the best backup in the NFL.
I think he has capabilities of being a starter.
I don't know about that.
Look what he did.
If he did, other
they
teams would have
passed
kept
Jacksonville.
him. Yeah, they would have tried to keep him if they felt he had a chance to be a starter. That's not even an option.
But
I mean, there's other. We can sit here and name some teams he could probably start for. Tennessee Titans he could start for.
Hey, you know what? I doubt that because I'll tell you what. I think the jury is out on Will Levis, and I think they're willing to see what he can bring. You already know what Minshew's going to bring to the team. He's a quality backup. He's a guy who will salvage your year when your starter goes down. Might give you some solid minutes, but he's no Mahomes. He's not one of those quality guys that you know that if they won the championship, you wouldn't be shocked. Sorry about the internet issues, but as I said to the guys already, this is a conspiracy by the Jacksonville Jags. They don't want to know my opinion. They don't want to hear what I got to say. With that said, we're going to go to the Jacksonville Jags. Mo, I need you to discuss with me about what are we talking about and what do we have to look forward to this year with Jacksonville.
First and foremost,
hold on, because I don't necessarily want you talking with that logo in front of you.
That's very true.
So there we go.
Bam.
There we go. So talk to me now.
First and foremost, I just would like to thank the Jacksonville Jaguars for re-signing Trevor Lawrence. Number two, I just would like to thank them again for getting Eric Armstead. Oh, yes, that's what I'm talking about. All right, now. Oh, and re-signing Josh Allen. Oh, man. Let's keep going. Let's keep it going. And we kept it going. So this year, off season, you heard what I just said. Re-signed Josh Allen, re-signed Trevor Lawrence, signed Eric Armstead. We also got Ronald Darby from a certain person on this podcast's team. We also got Devin Duvernay from a certain person on this podcast's team. So then we also added Gabe Davis. We also added Mitch Morse from the Buffalo Bills as center. And if you saw the Jacksonville Jaguars last season, you knew that interior O-line was a huge problem. A huge problem. And we fixed it on that side. Let's see here. What else? We drafted Brian Thomas Jr., who was a stud at LSU. A stud. An actual speedster, you know. I like the moves we made. There are way too many to be sent up here trying to name every single one of them because we had an active off season.
They did.
You know, we also got a new defensive coordinator in Ryan. Oh, I forgot his name as soon as I was going to finish it. But from the Atlanta Falcons. Everywhere he goes, he comes from the New Orleans Saints tree. Everywhere he goes, he elevates the defense. Atlanta went from being ass to 11th ranked in the defense.
Ryan Nielsen.
Thank you. And he went and brought over people that he worked with prior, which is people from the Legion of Boom. They all were together in New Orleans, some people from college. So the defense will look different. We will look different as well because of Eric Armstead. We all know what he could do. He comes from San Francisco, so the interior D-line got to upgrade. We still got the outsiders on that D-line. I think we'll be straight. Trayvon Walker had 10 sacks. Josh Allen had 17 and a half. So The worry I have is cornerback 2 with
I was gonna ask
Darby.
you.
With
You
Darby
felt me. You
because
felt the.
yes,
I was shooting him over
because
to you.
Darby, it depends on the system. Where he did play well in the Ravens system, he did not play well in Philly. He did not work in Philly. So, but the Ravens played a man coverage a lot, and then they would give you
Yes, we
different
did.
looks. So this coverage is this scheme should add more man coverage to it, and maybe he'll give us what he gave the Ravens. Trevor should be protected more, and we won't be getting all the 15,000 injuries he got when we were damn near 9-0. But we'll see. We'll see.
Mo, and I know this is a sore point.
Mm-hmm.
Who's backing up Trevor?
Mac Jones or CJ Beathard, because they kept both of them.
And the reason I asked that question is because we know that last year, and I'll admit, the Jags were one of the scariest teams in the NFL for about half the season. About half the season, everybody was like, "Oh shit, watch out for the Jags." And then Trevor goes down. And when Trevor went down, it was like, well, here we go. So that's when y'all hear that Corey's talking about they choking, it's unfair. It's really unfair. They had a very key injury to their best player. There's a reason why they paid him all that damn money. But if he goes down again, is this season over, or can they salvage it with one of these not so stellar backup quarterbacks?
Last season when he went down, I said stay out. If he goes down this season, stay out. Mac Jones don't make me feel like, let's go.
Pump your
brakes, Corey, Jesus.
Pump your brakes, Playboy. Pump your brakes, Playboy. Let's do some talk. Let's talk numbers. Let's talk some numbers right now. I got it. I got this stat pulled up right.
This man had his whole segment, and he won't let nobody finish his.
This some stuff for you, my brother.
Goodness gracious, yo.
But Goldilocks just got paid, right?
Mm-hmm.
Goldilocks got paid. Goldilocks here being compared to Blake Bortles. Oh, he's an ex-Jacksonville Jaguar who almost brought him to the promised land one year. And they are pretty identical. And he, my friend, at 50 games, they about the same. So Goldilocks is average. And also, over the last 50 games, your backup, Mac Jones, has actually outperformed. Ooh, I said porn. Outperformed your boy Trevor. So, what do you think about that?
Corey, I'm not answering. You got something else you want to ask me, Anthony? I can't get nothing off on my segment, bro. You just keep doing it. You so thirsty for this. I'm not replying to you, brother. You ain't got that through your head. I don't care about your question, brother.
Do I need to pull up those stats I brought up last time?
No, you don't have to pull up the stats. Because if there's one thing I do know is there was never a game the coach decided to throw the ball 3 times because my quarterback sucks so much.
Hold on. Let me get that. Okay, good.
But I don't think we got younger at the backup. We got younger at the backup. That's cool.
Yeah.
But as far as like if Trevor go down, it's still gonna be a hit, man. It's still gonna be a hit. Because if he going down, Mac Jones going down. If he go down, CJ Beathard going down. Because that means that line is not protected. And I want to upgrade that line. You know, I thought the first round, if we could have traded for like a Brandon Ayuk, like they was talking about. Okay, that means we don't need no receiver. Let's go get an old lineman so that we can go protect. But when we didn't get Brandon Ayuk, I knew what time it was. Receiver, DB. That's how it was going to go. And that's what I kept saying on the pod. And that's exactly where we went. Hopefully Mitch Morse can help. And because a lot of that was if you watch some of those bloopers from last season, the center did not know what he was doing. Sometimes he was blocking nobody. And I don't want that for not for my quarterback, not for any quarterback. I don't care who back there. Because if we're trying to win, then guess what? We need to protect him. But we got a good receiving core. He can air it out. He don't have to do all these little short routes and out routes, and we don't have to see that because Brian Thomas can take it downfield. He can open it up, and Gabe Davis can too. He came from Buffalo doing that. So we can go downfield now, and I like that. So I'm just anxious to see that. That's all. That's all.
Should this team really lean on their running game?
They should.
They had a good running game last year.
They should. They should lean on a little more. I think they need to stop trying to get the same back. Because you got ETN, who is like last year, just because the dude name was Tank don't mean he was bigger than ETN. I think ETN outweighed him by like 2 pounds too.
Yeah.
You need a bigger back to take that third down. You know what I'm saying?
You know what's funny? We talked about him. I think a guy like Tony Pollard, that style or that size of a guy would have been good as an additional halfback onto this team.
You know who we drafted and got rid of and is currently sitting at home with no team that we could have got?
Who's that?
Leonard Fournette. He's a pretty big back. He can run a third down 1 yard easily.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know, man, but they just keep getting the same type of running back. Maybe they got something else planned. I don't know.
I gotcha.
You know what's crazy when you mention that is the lack of the fullback position. Like fullbacks just become a huge blocker. I remember back in the days, Jacksonville had didn't they get Natron Means at one point from the Chargers back in the day? Mo?
Maybe. I don't listen. Listen, back in the day.
I mean, he was a big back. Yeah. I mean, they had Fred Taylor to start off. I think they had Natron Means from the Chargers that time, and he was a big back. You know, Leonard Fournette's another big bag. Every team needs a big back. Yeah. You need that Jerome Bettis, that guy that's going to push that pile. Yes. You know, Mike Allstott really set the tone back in the day.
But that was a true fullback.
I'm a fullback.
Now they've gone away from that. Now it's like almost having a second tight end or a third tight end because if you're going with a 2 tight end set and you run your fullback, it's like having 3 tight ends in there. You're just having a big line, really.
Mike Allstott ruined the fullback position, actually.
Yeah, because nobody else wants to play it. There's only
two fullbacks. There's only 2 fullbacks in the league. Juice Check over in 49ers and then over in Ravens with Patrick Ricard. Those are the only 2 fullbacks in this NFL league. And that is an aspect that's been missing. Not to mention Juice Check came from Baltimore as well, but I'm just saying. But that's really an aspect of football that has been missing, that smash mouth football where they're just running it down your throat. Pause. They're just running that ball and they can hit that hole and they make it happen. Maybe AJ Dillon can show something because he's a pretty big guy. Maybe he can be consistent. He can revive the position, but it's sad to see that position has gone away, and now it's just an extra blocker. For everybody to air it out.
Well, I think it'll help them, and if they're paying attention, call Fournette. Why not? bring him in. Why not? With that, Justin, you've been a little too quiet there, sir. I know you work nights, but we need to talk about another team here. We got to talk about a team that last year actually won the division and surprised everybody. This young man who at the beginning of the season, I didn't even know his name. I didn't know how to pronounce his name correctly. Came in and took the league by storm. So the question for you, Justin, is can this man do it again? The Houston Texans and C.J. Stroud. I definitely know how to say his name now. Justin.
Yeah, from a guy who nobody knew his name, or everybody said that he was the rightful number 2 overall pick. Definitely came in and showed why he should have went number 1. Came in and showed the league to remember his name. And is definitely not scared to say that. You know what I'm saying? Very vocal about he knows he knows his potential, he knows his level of talent, and he has no problem telling you that he is better than you. You know what I'm saying? This is someone who's very confident in his work, and honestly, I can't hate on the dude, bro. I'm the same way, man. So, going into that, can he do it again? Me and Mo and everybody on this podcast has said it. Film is a dangerous thing, but that kind of talent he got, he might be able to. And just with the additions that they added for him, it's gonna make it even easier for him just to be able to recreate and duplicate this entire season and just take the division again, in my opinion.
What did they add? What did they do? Has there been any significant things that they've actually done in the offseason?
Well, yeah, this is about couple big names being brought to this team. So at first, I'm starting on the defensive side of the ball. Obviously, was one of probably the runner up to defensive player of the year in Danielle Hunter. Bringing him in and partnering him up with the defensive rookie of the year. This defensive line is going to be an absolute monster show, and I feel bad for all the mediocre offensive linemen out there. I feel bad for the unprotected quarterbacks out there, because this is going to be Sack City over there, man. This is going to be the new name. I'm calling it now. This is Sack City, Texas over there. You know what I'm saying? Not for Corey to get all excited and shit when I say Sacks, but it's going to be Sack City over there, all right? That's what I'm saying, is that you're not going to be able to do nothing over there. It's nothing at Sack City. I'm saying nothing at all. All right, Sack
really
City.
like that word.
Yeah, one more time, it's Sack City. It's double. They're gonna be paired up pairs of sacks all year long, dog. You know what I'm saying? That's something to let y'all know that. And if you move into the secondary, Derek Stingley, I'm not gonna lie, had an amazing season. He's gonna continue to get better, and only just to elevate more and more as the season go on. He's already being considered one of the most dangerous cornerbacks to go one-on-one with, and he turned up halfway through, because in the first half he was nowhere to be found. Second half, something clicked. I think his girl broke up with him or something, and he locked in. He the last person to leave the gym now. He the last person to leave the field. Right? He making sure that she messed up. You know what I'm saying? So then you go to the offensive side of the ball. Now this team was already an offensive juggernaut. This defense last year couldn't barely stop anybody. Now you go ahead and you add Joe Mixon. You add Joe Mixon. Now, I'm not a big Joe Mixon fan, my personal self. I'm not. I never have. I feel like he's one of the most inconsistent running backs. Quote me on this, because I stand behind what I say. I think he's one of the most inconsistent running backs in this league. I feel like he'll have a game where he has 10 yards, and he'll have a game where he has 10,000 yards. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the problem I have with him, bro. Yeah, he's a touchdown juggernaut when he wants to be. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, if he don't eat his Wheaties or he don't get at least 10 hours of sleep, this motherfucker is not running the ball. He's like, nah, bro, just not today. Like, I'm not in the mood today. You know what I'm saying? But then when he wakes up on 10, just feed me. Just feed me the ball, bro. Just give me the ball. He'll go get 8 touchdowns. I think he holds the current record for the most touchdowns in the game with like 6. He had it like 2 years ago or last year. You know what I'm saying? So this is one of the most consistent, inconsistent, when I say that, inconsistent running backs, in my opinion. That's why I don't really like this move, even though he's a better than what they had in
Singletary.
And who?
Singletary.
Yeah, didn't have
Singletary. That's the I was gonna say Stingley, bro. He's an upgrade to Singletary. He's an upgrade to Pierce. You know what I'm saying? So this is an upgrade, but in my opinion, I just don't like Mixon as a player, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Then the big one, you go add Stephon Diggs, man. You go get Stephon Diggs from the Buffalo Bills for a highway robbery, a bag of chips, and a 2-liter Pepsi, bro. You go send the Bills receive their second round pick from Minnesota. The Texans receive Stephon Diggs, a 6th round and a 5th round pick. Yeah, bro. You gave me a diamond necklace for a fucking bag of chips and a 2-liter Pepsi, man.
1 liter. 1 liter.
Yeah, 1 liter Pepsi, my bad. 2 liters too big. But now you have arguably arguably, and this is what everybody's been saying, even though they haven't played one game together yet, the best receiver trio in the league. You know what I'm
Are they
saying?
coming
And that's
back though?
including Nico Collins. Huh?
Are the other two players coming back? Are they going to be healthy enough to play?
Yes, they should be. Even though Tank Dell's over there catching bullet holes in nightclubs and everything, but
Tank Dell's healthy, and
should be
Nico
okay.
Collins.
Nico Collins got paid.
Nico
Yeah,
looked
he
good.
got
Nico
paid.
Collins got paid.
He got paid, so he coming back.
But my thing about it is that where do you place them now? If
I
you
think
had
that's
to,
the point.
it's not really an argument for Stephon Diggs. We already know he's going to be the number one. Who's going to be the number 2 and 3?
I think that's the point.
That's Collins.
You're not gonna know.
Dell in the slot.
You're not gonna know.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, you think that? Okay.
I think that could be
that's-
really interesting too, because one of the biggest problems that Stephon Diggs had was that he wanted the ball more. Well, you go to a team where there's two other wide receivers who are very, very capable wide receivers. So are you going to get it more than you got it when you were in Buffalo, or are you going to get less?
No.
The question is, you're probably going to get less. Are you going to be able to handle it? And
That's the part.
yeah, are you going to be able to handle it? Or are you going to explode the way you did in Buffalo?
That's the part, because he left Buffalo getting mad because he was throwing to Gabe Davis. Like, why are you getting mad? Gabe Davis was scoring.
Yeah, Gabe was
Gabe
actually
Davis was
giving them
not
solid-
dropping the ball.
Yeah.
But I think there's also the fact that remember Gabe Davis is another, like, he'll have games where he has 300 yards and his games where he'll have 15.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So now that you look at it like that, I look at Stephon Diggs having two other capable receivers of getting open, because these guys are show last year they can get open against the number one corners on the defensive side of the ball. But now you have the number one corner being taken over by Stephon Diggs, which just gives the ability for them to cook the number 2 and 3 guy. You know what I'm saying? And if they run the 3 receiver set, one of these receivers is going to be covered by a linebacker for half his route. You know what I'm saying? So this is something where it's going to open. Stephon Diggs will definitely get less touches, in my opinion, but I think he won't get mad because he won't be doing all the work. You know what I'm saying? Like, he won't be having to drop 300 yards per game to get a W. So let's see how he needs to. This is last year's contract. Obviously, he's gonna get he's gonna hit free agency in the offseason. He might resign, might not. But let's see how this actually works out. Maybe CJ is able to give him the ball and give him everything he wants.
I mean, I think you're going to see a lot of Dell in the slot at 5'10", being so speedy. He'll be in the slot. He'll be the one cooking those linebackers.
He's so small.
He'll be the one cooking those linebackers on him.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna Nico Collins is 6'4". I don't see him in the slot that much. He's the biggest receiver out of all of them, because I think Diggs is 6'2". I want to say
Diggs is 6. Yeah, 6.
Yeah.
191.
Yeah, so he'll be their number one because he's proven.
Yeah, I'd like to
But
see actually
remember that
Collins in the slot. He's the one who can probably handle it better.
Hey, Corey, is
Yeah.
Diggs a big guy?
But-
Is he a big dude?
Diggs gets off of press coverage, yes.
Oh, okay, he's a big guy.
Yes, he
okay.
does.
Just wanna make sure.
Yeah. And then you're gonna see Schultz. Don't forget about Dalton Schultz coming
Yes,
back.
they re-signed Dalton Schultz. So with Dalton Schultz, even though he elevated last year, Dalton Schultz came out his shell in Dallas, moved on to the Texans. Was another receiver for them last year. Very, very out there, very getting balls. It didn't bother him.
Pause.
When Tank Dell went down, Dalton Schultz took that step up and let them be known that he is still a reliable tight end. He is one of the most reliable tight ends in the league, in my opinion. And he's just going to continuously get better. Like, there's so many offensive weapons around CJ Stroud. It is absolutely bonkers.
How's that line?
That they allow.
How's the line? Because here's the thing. I've seen that you guys have been talking about all the weapons that he has to use. But I know that in his division, several of the teams have made a few upgrades to their defensive line, which means that they're going to be hunting.
The Texans had the number 14 ranked offensive line.
Yeah, that was last year, right? This year, they replaced about 4 or 5 of their offensive linemen. They replaced them with 5 new offensive linemen. I said this last time when we discussed for this pre-show. I said that they replaced 5 of their offensive linemen. They went out in the draft, drafted an offensive lineman as well. So they're getting younger. They're getting better. They're getting strong, getting bigger.
Hopefully healthier.
And he's just looking. looking healthier. They're just trying to replace the offensive line and have depth at the offensive line as well, meaning rotations. It's not going to be the same 5 guys out there every drive. They will be having rotations and everything like that. So hopefully this offensive line can do his job long enough for CJ Stroud to get the ball out and for Joe Mixon to hit the gaps that needed. But like we saw in the regular season, even with the 14th-ranked offensive line, CJ Stroud don't mean much time.
Well,
much time to get the ball out.
Let's go with this variation. We saw Devin Singletary kind of resurge his career with that offensive line.
Agreed.
Okay, number one. Number two, we just said they probably have a 3-headed monster plus Dalton Schultz and Joe Mixon back there. Are you really going to try and blitz him and put those guys in one-on-one coverage?
Good point, Corey.
I don't really see that. It's probably going to be a lot of double coverages or a lot of heavy zone. So he's going to have more time. I don't.
You're gonna have to
me
depend
personally
on that front four to get to the quarterback because you better not blitz him like that.
I don't think blitzing is a very good idea. Maybe one extra blitzer from a linebacker.
Yeah, but you're not going to send everybody.
Corner, but don't send a house.
No,
unless you have to send the house, don't send the house because you're gonna get torched.
Yeah.
Now
guys. moving on to the coaching side of the ball, and then we're going to the front office. The coaching side of the ball, there's no real changes in coaching staff. Obviously, this team had a lot more success than anybody gave them credit for in the beginning of the year. So why would you make changes to something that's not broken?
Should the coach get as much credit as he did, or was he just
benefit? We not starting that.
I'm asking a question. I'm just saying he got a lot of credit.
I thought
but he's a defensive coach, and he's coaching an offensive team. Is this a situation where he deserves that credit, or is he got lucky that Stroud has turned out to be a star?
He dismantled Cleveland.
I don't know if you know this, Corey, but the defensive coach, that's the head coach, wasn't calling the plays to dismantle Cleveland.
It was Bobby Slowick defensively.
It was Bobby Slowick. No matter what you do, it was Bobby Slowick. Everybody wanted him this offseason, and they didn't get him. They got one more year of Bobby Slowick.
This will be his last year.
He dismantled Cleveland.
I don't know what the fuck.
This will be his last year with the Texans.
This will be his last season with the Texans. It was Bobby Slowick.
I said it last time in the pre-show, and I'm gonna say it again. This offensive coordinator will not be there next year.
I ain't talking about that.
That's the development of CJ Stroud right there. Bobby Slowick.
He dismantled Cleveland on the defensive side of the ball. He shut down that offense. He shut down Cleveland.
I got you. That's because we talked about it. I'm talking about this offensive team. I'm talking about the coach.
Yeah.
Now, with that said, I hear you about the offensive coordinator, but what does that mean? And that's going to lead me to this next question. I'm glad you came out with that. Is this win now? Are they in a win now situation?
Hell no.
They have a very young team, but you just said they're going to lose their offensive coordinator. That could mean everything. So is this a win now?
No. Any offensive coordinator would be excited to play with that young core of players. Mine is Stefan Diggs. If Stefan Diggs walks, you could draft another good receiver, or you could bring somebody in. It's period. With the signing of Danielle Hunter on defense, you locked up Nico. Tank's still on his rookie contract. Dalton Schultz doesn't look like he's going anywhere. You just got Joe Mixon. Any offensive coordinator would love to play with that team with CJ Stroud. So it's not a win now, but I think what they're trying to make a run to see if they can win. I'll say that.
All right. Well, based off of that, okay, that's going to lead me to my very important question here. We've discussed the Titans. There's a lot of question marks on them, right? We don't know what we're really going to get. They could, they could be better. They could be worse, right? We discussed the Indianapolis Colts, where it depends on whether or not their key players can stay healthy. We discussed the Jags. We know what they bring to the table because we saw what they were doing last year before Trevor got hurt. They only got better on defense too. So we're not even discussing their defense. They were great last year, and they're going to continue to be great. Houston came out of nowhere, but they look like they've actually gotten better. And it doesn't look like they're going to fall apart, or at least for now. So with that said, gentlemen, who wins the division? Does Houston win it again? Do the Jags come back with a healthy Trevor and win it? Let's talk about that for a second. I'm going to start with Justin because you just went on about the Texans. Do they win? Do they fall to second?
Man,
what do they do?
The Texans spin the block, man. They gonna take the division,
They're
dog.
taking the division.
They spinning the block. Bro.
Tyler, do you see anything changing from last year's standings, or?
As long as Jacksonville can stay healthy, I think they'll take the division. But it's going to be between them and the Texans. I think they're top two no matter what, but Jacksonville was dangerous last year, and they probably would have been. I mean, they lost their one game below Houston, and that was them at a downfall.
Yeah.
So if you imagine they didn't have the downfall, I'd imagine they would have won the division. I think they'll win as long as they stay healthy.
Gotcha. Mo, I'm not going to go to the controversy yet. I'm going to go to Mo first. Mo, tell me, how do you see this? Because I know you're going to give me a realistic. You're not just going to fall straight to the Jags for nothing. Tell me realistically, how do you see this division ending at the end of the season?
I think if we stay healthy, we'll be good. If we start that injury.
Uh-oh. Did I lose your audio?
Mo, I think we lost your audio. Did you unplug yourself? He's freaking out. He's panicking.
Oh, no. We're losing his audio. I'm telling you, it's a Jacksonville Jaguar conspiracy.
They don't want him giving out the script. Nothing.
Yeah.
We ain't hearing you, man.
Hold on a second, Mo. Hold on.
Yeah, we'll check.
Let me try to unmute you. You muted yourself.
Did something unplug, or did something? Does it show? It shows him muted.
Yeah, he muted.
Unplug
himself.
it and plug it back in.
I'm gonna go right back to Mo. I'm gonna go to Corey. Yeah. I'm gonna let you tell me your controversial comment because most of your comments are controversial. So I'm gonna let you say, and then I'm gonna go back to Mo.
You guys take everything as controversial, but I see the Texans winning this again.
We got him.
Well, I can't hear y'all.
Go ahead.
But,
I'll finish what I'm saying after you.
Yeah, man. I forgot what I was saying, brother. I forgot what I was saying.
I thought I was the one who was
drinking. If they stay healthy,
yeah.
If they stay healthy,
here we go. Oh yeah, gotcha. If we don't catch the injury bug, we win it. But it won't be easy. I'm not gonna sit up here and act like we just gonna run through the division. But if that comes up, Houston definitely is gonna win it. But they got to stay healthy too.
I could have sworn he just said Valak if Dak comes up.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. Maybe
he loved
maybe
Dak.
It's
he
the
wanted
liquor.
Dak in the Jaguar jersey.
My bad. It's the liquor.
I'm saying the Texans. They gonna spin the block just like Justin said. They went out. They got Diggs. They got Danielle Hunter, who was a top sack leader this season. He's been phenomenal. He's got a motor alongside Will Anderson Jr.
Like they ain't no way to part.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. It's it's a pick your poison situation on defense now. You better have a good right tackle and a good left tackle to stop these boys from getting to the quarterback. That's for sure. So this fixes their defensive woes. As we've seen early in the season, they were pretty bad at defense. They fixed their defensive woes as the season went on. As Justin also said, Stingley stepped up. I think they just need a little bit of help in that secondary, and they could be a defensive juggernaut. Their offense is poised and ready. To my opinion, they have a better offense than Jacksonville. Sorry to say, Mo, but I just feel that offense is more powerful than Jacksonville's offense.
I hear you guys. So
they're winning.
The way I'm seeing it is I got two of you guys saying the Jags. I got two of you guys saying Houston. I guess it's up to me to break the tie. And I'll tell you what. Here's my opinion on it.
And you're saying Titans.
Yeah. Watch the Titans.
Watch out for the Colts. Right? Here's my opinion on it. This is a two-headed There are two teams here. The other teams are also Rams. This is all about Houston and Jacksonville. And the thing is, the one thing that Jacksonville does not have that Houston has is a cancer. And I think Stephon Diggs is cancer to any team. And I think he's going to destroy that team just like he destroyed the Buffalo Bills. He's going to want the ball. He's going to demand the ball. And Nico and Tank didn't need him last year. They don't need him this year. But his nastiness is going to infect that locker room. And for that reason alone, more than anything else, I think that Jacksonville wins this thing hands down, especially if Trevor stays healthy. Trevor goes down, everything's out the window. Because this team rises and falls to Trevor. As long as he's playing, this team's not going to lose. Those stats that Mr. Corey wanted to bring out, those stats are skewed. They're very skewed, and they're not indicative of what you can see with the eye test. Mm-hmm. Trevor is a definite franchise quarterback, and there's a reason why they paid him all that damn money.
Yep.
You know, I'm just saying, you can see the difference. There's a reason why Mac Jones was released. They were like, no, take him for that bag of chips.
We were 1-15 before he got there. In the previous season, it was like 3 and some and 6 and some before that. We are in the playoff conversation since he's been here, all because with the exception of that Urban Meyer year.
Mm-hmm.
Since then, it's 9-8, and we wasn't supposed to be 9-8 last year. So it's like all this stuff about,
and they wouldn't have been 9-8 this year.
Yeah, I don't know how we did that, but you know,
that shit was fucking
that was
crazy.
Heartbreaking.
he was 8-0, bro. He was 8-0, and then you're 9-8.
That was crazy. But it's like,
crazy, dog.
When people do all that stat stuff, I don't care about that. You can't get me with that, man. I watch the games. Y'all watch y'all team games. Y'all ain't watching Jacksonville, so you can't tell me about Jacksonville. I got Sunday ticket, brother.
Yeah, Corey.
You can't tell me about my team.
Yeah.
And for the rest of y'all out there that get in this chat when we go live and talk about my team, I watch the games, brother.
Have y'all seen the new stadium that they're building in Jacksonville?
I'm about to move
for Dak Prescott.
Nice try. Go ahead, show him the stadium, Ant.
I don't have a photo right here, man.
Oh, boy.
My bad, dog. My bad. I'm going to put it. Don't worry. I still got to edit this. I'm going to put it on there. Don't worry. So imagine y'all looking at it because it's pretty. It's so pretty.
Ooh.
It is a badass stadium.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Yeah, that's looking nice. Holy shit.
And they
gonna be the only good thing in Jacksonville. No
billion
offense, but I hate that city.
1.5
bill, bro. But this stadium there is going to be so nice. And I'm thinking we're going to see a Super Bowl in there probably in 2029 because it should be open by 2028.
Yeah. Well, no.
Is it a dome or an open stadium?
It's open.
Dome. It's open. It's dome-ish, open-ish.
Yeah, it's dome-ish, but it's still open on the top.
Yeah.
It's open on the top, but a lot of the stands are covered.
Yeah.
When does what?
Okay.
When does Patrick Mahomes retire?
Ooh.
Oh, that's another thing, but we got to talk about them in the next show, I guess. But
whenever he retires, Jacksonville will get a Super Bowl, my brother.
Listen.
Damn.
I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that because he's gonna have a hard time this season. Because you can't sit up there and talk about CJ Stroud the way you do, and then act like he can't give Patrick a run for his money now.
CJ Stroud, talk your shit, boy. Just for that. Thanks so much. Talk your shit.
Regular season demon.
You can't.
When the playoffs come, bro. When the lights shine.
Oh, why? Wait. Why are we talking about Dak Prescott again?
Hey, did y'all see that Kansas is trying to take the Chiefs away from Missouri? The Chiefs and the Royals?
It's never going to happen. They got a real strong fan base.
It might happen because Kansas City doesn't want to do that stadium over.
Arrowhead.
That's greed. That's greed. The last time that happened,
It's an old stadium.
It's old as hell.
I know. But the last time that happened, Corey got blessed with the Baltimore Ravens. That ain't never happening again, okay? They're never going to take a team away from a very strong fan base the way they did that time. They did that, and that's how he ended up with the Baltimore Ravens. But
St. Louis,
it's not happening again.
Yeah, the Rams. The Rams.
They did St. Louis like that just years ago.
No, but they didn't have a strong base.
Yes, they trying to put a team back there.
Remember the Rams? Yeah, the Rams won 2 Super Bowls with
Didn't
Warner?
they go to the Super Bowl that year?
They won two.
They won two Super Bowls, and they was like a playoff team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
yeah. Aaron Donald.
Super Bowl and lose.
Nah, the Rams.
The St. Louis Rams got Aaron Donald.
Yeah, they went to the Super Bowl and lost. They got smoked, bro.
Just because you lose the Super Bowl, I mean, shit.
Nah, it wasn't LA Rams yet.
It wasn't LA yet.
St. Louis.
It was still St. Louis.
Yeah, see?
So,
yeah, you can have a good team, but your base is the thing.
They trying to put a team back there, though, Ant.
Hey, you're right about the base, but
yeah, they just moved the Chargers.
But the big thing is this too: is the fact one of the big factors in it is that it was a sales tax initiative was rejected to help pay for renovations of that building. So the fact that they're not doing that, and that's money now. We're talking about we talk about voting happened in Missouri that rejected it. So the fan base is rejecting to fix the stadium. Yes. So why would that would leave the team going? The fan base doesn't even want a better stadium.
Well, it's not that they don't want a better stadium; it's that they can't afford it.
They can. They just don't want to.
Yeah.
Hey, we could bring this up when we get to the Kansas City. Let's wrap up the AFC South, my brother.
All right. You're right. We're not getting there yet because next week is the East.
Yeah, that's right. Fuck them
next week, we're going to change a little something. We're going to change a little something for next week. And I'll tell you this right now. There's no way in hell I'm going to let any of you guys destroy the Jets. I'm not having it. I'm not going to let any of you guys beat up on the Jets the way that you like to do. So guess what? I've been staying on the cut, letting you guys talk about teams, but I'm not going to listen to it. I'm not hearing it. I'm not going there. So I'm covering the Jets. Okay, I'm gonna cover the Jets, and then I'm gonna let Corey do the hosting at that moment, and I'll let.
Why? Fuck
I'm gonna,
Corey.
No, not for the whole show, but during that segment when he has his follow-up questions, I'm gonna let Corey come in and come get, because I'm not letting y'all destroy the Jets the way you guys like to do.
I'm gonna go to my homie house. I'm gonna record a song, and I'm gonna send you the finished version. I just want you to play.
Hey, while you're there, have that new theme worked out.
Shout out Cornelius, man. I miss my boy, dog.
I got a beat coming.
You got a beat coming.
That's BeatStars production, you heard?
Anyway.
Whoa.
Gentlemen, your final words. Anybody got something to say about this team? Talk to me now, or forever hold your peace.
What team?
Any of them.
CJ Stroud, talk your shit, boy, and go out there and do what you do.
No, the only thing I want to say is tune in to Twitch TV. Later on today, you got
took the word right out of my mouth.
Boogie _CTV.
Boogie.
Man, we got Boogie _CTV on Twitch, man. Roll to 200. Roll to 200 followers. Subscribe button coming today.
And what games you playing tonight?
We on the Rainbow Six. We on the Madden. I'm down on Warzone, so we back on Warzone with it. Gonna have some fun.
And one more thing, if you need a computer built, make sure you go to avidbuilds.com.
avidbuilds.com. Okay. We'll talk about that later, Mo. You and I.
All right. Yeah.
I do have one thing to say. We don't make this show a political show. We keep it football. That's part of the thing. But for the Democrats out there, yeah, I know this can be a little controversial at the end. So, my bad. Here, let me hit you. All right, but
oh shit!
I'm gonna say it. If we learn nothing else from the presidential debate from the past few days, we need to be open to allowing other people in. And all I'm saying is, I'm imploring the world out there. Let someone step up. This is a very scary time that we're living in, and I don't want this to be a situation where we trot out an 81-year-old man who can't remember his name to try to keep our country right. Okay? He has a very capable backup that we have seemed to wanted to handcuff. Let's let the handcuffs off. Give her a chance, or let someone else come in there. But stop this shit. All right? That being said, we're going to get right back to normal. And let's keep it football. And let's keep it from the hip. See you guys next time.